All right, guys, we're on to part 6 of the cheat sheet, and we're talking about location targeting. For previous sections, reference those videos, probably linked to somewhere on this page or in this video. So what we're going to talk about now is location targeting. So this is a little bit less of an issue for tour operators than it might be for a different type of business. Depends on the type of customer base, if they travel into your location, which is most of the time. This is why it's less of an issue. But I want to talk about location targeting, what to be aware of, making sure you're targeting and excluding the right areas based on what you know about your business, and also a very interesting setting that people overlook. So this is very simple. It should be pretty quick. We're just going to jump right in. One thing to note is location targeting it happens at the campaign level. So you can't have your whole Google Ads account with the same location target. You have to do this on a per campaign basis. So we're going to hop right into so our handy dandy example account here, make myself a little bit bigger, and we're going to pick a campaign, which will be this old campaign here. Okay, so we're going to go to our regular all campaigns view, choose the campaign we want to look at, and we're going to go to settings right here, and then we're going to wait for this to show up, and you're going to see locations. It might look different. There's a default of United States and Canada, typically depending on where you're located. But they allow you to target the entire world. What we want to typically do, in this case, we're okay with national, but you could even go as close as by clicking on advanced search, you can type in specific locations, counties, cities, states, countries, even zip codes, sometimes points of interest in some cases. But generally speaking, you guys are probably going to target much larger areas like countries, maybe even internationally, the whole world. But you could also exclude locations. So maybe you want to target the whole world, but you don't want to target people in Iceland for some reason. Maybe you don't think they convert well or they're not great customers. I don't know. You could add an exclusion by typing in Iceland and then saying exclude, okay, or hit target. But if you have a campaign going, then you already have this set up. So I'm not going to change this. I'm going to hit cancel. And then you just want to make sure what you see here, or if it's done a custom way like I was just showing you, you would see a list here of what your location targeting is. Now, under location options, you'll notice that this is an old campaign, not what you want to use typically. The reason why is because if people are not in your location, like let's say, for example, they're outside of the location that you're targeting, but let's say your keyword is, I don't know, Maui ATV tours, okay? And you're targeting people in the U.S. But there's people who might be outside the U.S. that are still Googling Maui ATV tours, and you still want to show up for them, and they're not one of your excluded locations, you're going to miss out on that traffic. And they have to be in that location at the moment as well. So maybe they're going to be traveling there in a few weeks or a month. They're not there right now, but you still want to get in front of those people. That's when you're going to choose this presence or interest, which means that they're regularly in, or they've shown interest in your targeted location, okay? So again, this is really, really dependent on the fact that you're using the location in your keywords. If you're the type of business, you're the type of person that's running ads that just say ATV tours, this is not the option for you. You don't want to do that. So, and actually you're gonna have a lot of other issues here, depending on how you're targeting. So you probably should not be targeting the whole country if that's you, just a heads up. But this is really good if you are using the keyword or the location with the type of tour or rental or experience or adventure, or however you want to call it, with your particular keyword. So just keep in mind this is what you want to look for. It gives you a little bit of expanded reach, and it also makes sure you don't miss, really good people that are not an excluded location for you that you might miss otherwise. So that's basically all you want to do. Review your locations, make sure it's set up the way you want, the way you expected. Make sure you review any exclusions. If this is a little bit hard to see, you can also look under here, under locations on this side. And you can see, here's my targeted locations. And actually, we'll talk about something else as well here, which is, well, what if I want to get rid of a location that's not doing very well? How can I tell? Well, if you click on this location tab and you click on locations, now I can break this into, regions, which are more like usually states, or we could do DMAs or even counties. You can see all the options here. Let's just say states. If I get a feel for how certain states are performing, then we can see them broken out. Even though we didn't target each individual state, Google is taking the data for the country, or it could be multiple countries, and breaking it into that level of detail so you can find those that are not doing well. Like maybe in Louisiana here, we really don't want to spend $300 on those people if they're not going to convert. So maybe we want to just exclude Louisiana altogether. Or maybe we want to find a reason why they're not converting. Maybe there's something about those people. Or here in Georgia, and that's pretty ironic because it's pretty close, people are not converting as well. Our conversion rate is very low. And, we may want to bid that location down. Like we had another video on bid adjustments. You can do a very similar thing as well. So that's one of those things you might want to consider. And then excluded, we could also get the areas we already have excluded, which in this case is none. But you might want to just review the excluded locations that you've added a previous optimization at some point. And that's where you can go to do that. So hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, let me know. And thanks for watching. I'll see you for part 7. We're going to get into some really fun stuff here coming up. Talk to you then. Thanks.